episode of Asexualized, My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the great big subscribe button down below. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this video as we go along, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. You'll have to excuse me if my head's a little bit like woo-woo tonight, because I've been literally recording videos for another channel, and I've just done a ton of them. So it's my Quirky Academy Entrepreneur channel, and my mind is just completely like woo-woo. I've been talking so much on microphone that my throat's sore again now. Anyway, this is a really important video that I wanted to do live for you as always. And this video is all about how to leave someone behind. So leave the past in the past that you once cared for. So this could be a relationship, a potential relationship, or a friend. It always makes me kind of smile when someone sees that I post about dating and relationships and they think that all relationships mean as in the romantic type, and they assume that all my videos are just related to romance, which is actually not true. I do a lot of videos with personal development within an asexual context, such as the one about, you know, what to do if your parents don't accept you. That was nothing based on romance relationships, that was based on relationship you have with your parents. So, you know, on this channel I cover different types of relationships, not just romantic relationships. So, and actually quite a lot of the people who view me live on this channel are actually aromantic, those who lack romantic attraction. Because I had someone in one of the groups say, oh, you know, all the videos seem to be posted about relationships and dating and I'm aromantic. But if people actually took the time to look at these videos, they get some useful advice. A lot of the time, you know, things that apply to some of the romantic relationship stuff I do talk about, because obviously I do talk about that quite a bit on here because I am romantic. You can apply in different ways, you know, to other types of relationships. So in this particular video, I want to talk to you about something that happened with me, because this is about sharing my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. Now, this scenario could have happened with you with a friend, not necessarily with a romantic interest. But I was on ASAP this week, and this guy turned up on ASAP that I hadn't seen before on there, and he oh, I'm gonna itch my head, sorry, need a scratch. And he seemed a little familiar, but I hadn't seen him on ASAP before, and he was Indian, and as you know, I like Indian guys, so I liked his picture, I liked his profile. He said he was in marketing, so I thought this is good because I've got stuff in common with him. Late 20s, I believe. So I'm going to actually go into the app in a minute and read you stuff from the app without showing you his picture, obviously, for identification. I think that's rather personal and I won't be giving that out. But I just wanted to share this particular thing with you because I was the one who approached him on ASAP. So I'm just going to get the Ace app up on my phone. I'm not gonna show you his particular profile because I don't think that's fair. I do keep some stuff private, do you know what I mean? So oh, what's going off here? Right, let me get to Ace app. So Ace app is asexual dating app and social media profile. You know, like basically you can create your own profile, and it's like when I say social media, sorry, I've been talking about social media all the time to do with the videos I've just recorded for my other channel. Basically what I should have said was it's a social app for asexuals, but it's also a dating app as well, and it's called ASAP. You can use it, download it for Android or iPhone. So anyway, inbox. So basically I approached this guy, and the person said they were a professor. So I said, what are you a professor of? And they said marketing. And I said, cool, guy after my own heart. I am into business and going to be doing Facebook ads for the first time this year. So where did you study marketing to, and what's your YouTube show about? Because I noticed he had a YouTube show. So he said, nice, I teach marketing in a university here. And he said a certain city in India, and he sent me his channel and asked me to subscribe to his channel. I said, done. And I said, I teach social media and other stuff. Started doing that online last year. And I said, I have a channel for asexuals. And he said, thanks, nice, we'll check out your channel for sure. So there was no real familiarity in what he was saying. You know, this is like a complete stranger I'm talking to, right? And I said, thank you so much. But I just recognised his picture. It was like one I'd seen before some years ago, like 3 years ago, I thought. And I couldn't remember, you know, exactly this guy, how I knew him as such. But I thought, you know, and then I thought, I wonder if it's that time with that guy who wasn't particularly nice to me, who I was interested in romantically. So I put, thank you so much. Have we spoke in the past or on any other asexual site? I can't remember. And he put, you forgot. I thought you remembered. We had spoken earlier, but unfortunately it ended bitterly. And I said, I wasn't sure. I thought I recognised your name and possibly your picture. And I vaguely thought I may remember speaking to you on the phone years ago. And if that was the case, then I do remember it ended badly, as I think you were not interested in me, and I was you at the time. However, I thought you were from the way you spoke to me initially. That must have been about 3 years ago, though, I think. And he put, yeah, 3 years. I am really sorry for creating such a situation. I was very naive at that time, just discovered my sexuality, and I was very unstable. So I thought that was lovely to get an apology from him. So I put, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. A lot has happened in 3 years. I still haven't found my asexual soulmate, and I do still believe he's Indian. In the least foreign and younger than me. At the time, if I remember the conversation, he wasn't being nice on the phone, and I thought he was really interested in me because he phoned me at work. You know, a person doesn't usually just phone you up, but it seemed he was pretty much bored and wasting time, I think, liked the attention. And then he basically turned around and said that he wasn't interested in me, and I think he didn't like the fact that I was into younger Indian guys. I think at that time he was being funny about it with me, you know, but he made out that he really did like me, so it hurt a lot because he was messaging me loads, and you know, we seemed to get on really well. And then when he talked to me, he phoned me when I was in my work in front of people and everything, and I just thought he really liked me, and so I kind of felt in the end that he just string me along. But anyway, so time's moved on, hasn't it? I've moved on since then. So that's how I couldn't even remember the guy. So and I do still believe he is Indian. This is my soulmate, in the least foreign and younger than me. I'm trying to find such a guy in the UK now. I have been asked numerous times to get married to younger foreign guys, and sadly it is for a visa. For the last 3 years, I have been helping asexuals and was a speaker at the UK Asexuality Conference in London last year. I have 3 amazing asexual guy friends who I'm close to here in the UK. One is also foreign, now 23 and very beautiful, but seen a guy and aromantic, not romantic. Most guys over here have a preference for guys, which I do understand, as I like guys too. Sometimes we like the same guys, which is funny. I do find that funny. And then he put, oh, I do hope that you will find your partner soon. I'm sure you will find him. Smiley. And so I just put, yeah, I intuitively think he is Indian. Maybe I knew him from a past life. This year I'm focusing on career and finances. When I am more sorted with that, then I can focus more on an asexual partner in the future. Good luck with you too. And then he just put a nice smiley face. So I thought that was just going to end there, you know, because I thought it's obviously we both want different things. I remembered him from before. I appreciate him saying sorry to me, but I don't want all that aggro again of everything I went through before, thinking he really liked me, he was being my friend and liked me more than a friend. I don't want all that hassle again, and I run the Asexual Business Gurus and Entrepreneurs group on Facebook. It's a very small group, and there's an incredible person in there who regularly posts inspirational quotes, and she's really intuitive at knowing what's the best advice to give me through the quotes. It's really weird. She's got such like a psychic ability, I think, with me. It's amazing. I don't know if we're connected in the soul somehow, but she's incredible. And she posted a post that I looked at today, and it said, beware of snakes. You know, they never change. And that, you know, basically, it was something like that anyway. Be aware of snakes, they don't really ever change. And I said there was this guy who contacted me from the past, but he wasn't nice to me in the past, but he'd apologized. And she said, be careful. And I know this person is a really good person, you know. They are very good at maintaining their own karma, maintaining their own spirituality, maintaining their own energy. You know, they don't get involved with people who they don't want to be involved with, even in talking. They will protect themselves. They, you know, really live their own life to the fullest, and I really admire them for that. Sometimes they watch this channel as well. So yeah, so I just know that she always gives right advice, and I didn't expect to hear from him again, you know, because I thought, that's done. We've wished each other well. That's fine. Nicely done. That's it. And then he said, hey, in the early hours of this morning. And I thought, oh, I don't want it to all start again, you know. So when you need to let someone go for your past, you don't want to rake up the past. You don't want everything going back to the way it was. Yes, people can change. Yes, you can forgive people. Yes, you can move on in life. But if you had strong feelings for someone, in my opinion, it's very difficult to then, you know, sometimes become friends with that person again. You know, even if you just had a strong friendship with someone, but they broke your trust in some way, they weren't who you thought they were, they was kind of, you felt like you were stringing them along. It doesn't just apply to romantic relationships or potential. I mean, I wasn't in a relationship with this guy. It was someone I was interested in. And I thought he was interested in me, you know. So it's okay to you know, to make your own mind up. But personally, you know, you do need to be able to practice the art of letting go of someone in your past. That, yes, I do believe that some people come back in your life for a reason, but sometimes it's to teach you a lesson. And I believe, since I saw the snake post, I believe that was kind of my prompt to let this guy go. Because I can, as a hyper romantic particularly, I can start the feelings igniting again in exactly the same way they were years ago or similar. And I don't want that happening again. I can feel myself an inkling that might happen again. So I just want to end it. So if you've got someone in the past, you know, who you cared about deeply, who betrayed you, upset you, whatever, yes, you can move on. Yes, you can forgive them. That doesn't mean to say you have to take them back in your life again. You can literally say, thank you so much for saying sorry, or thank you for, you know, showing up, thank you for this time, or whatever you want to do. But you can make your own mind up to leave. And that's what I did. You know, I need to be stronger in relationships with people. I need to practice the art of being stronger, letting go of people who I once cared for, and moving on in my life, because I need to set boundaries. The thing is, if I don't set any boundaries with people, and I used to be bad at that in the past, it means they'll just run over me. It means they'll just come into my life, think, oh, she's all right, I can just message her whenever I feel like it, when he's bored again. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to strike up that type of relationship. I don't want this guy as my friend, you know. I don't wish him any harm. I wish him lots of love and success and happiness. I really do, and I so appreciate it. You know, him apologising, but I don't want this cycle starting. I thought, Sandra, you need to be strong. This is a lesson you need to learn, and the lesson is not to go back and carry on the conversation with this guy, not to feel a bit needy and wanting this guy to change his mind, to come over to the UK or whatever you would usually do, because I know my own behaviour, I know my own weaknesses, and I kind of thought I just need to let this guy go once and for all out of my life in a nice, polite way. It's a more empowering thing to do. So, I mean, you know, so this is what I did. I wrote back to him. I thought a lot about what I was going to say in the conversation, because I wanted it to end really nicely. I didn't want it to end like it had before. And I just wanted it to be nice and peaceful and considerate and caring. So I put, hi, I didn't expect to hear from you again after our last messages, wishing each other well. I now approached you on here and subscribed to your channel, as I like your photo and your profile description, and you seemed familiar. However, I did not know it was you. I forgot. So although I really appreciated your apology yesterday, and it did touch my heart, I think it's best if we don't rekindle our friendship, as I'm definitely looking for an asexual Indian guy life partner in the UK, rather than a friend from afar, who I made the mistake of thinking likes me more than a friend in the first place before. Whilst friendship may be okay for you, it is not for me. And I want to make space in my life for when my soulmate does show up. I will most likely unsubscribe to your channel as I think it is for the best. Keep it up though, it's great you do this. I wish you much success and happiness always, and hope life blesses you with all the most amazing things you could want it to. Kiss, kiss. He put, hey Sandra, I understand, all the best in your life, with a smiley face, and I put thank you. And that's the way it ended, you know, and I just think that's so much better. I don't want him back in my life because I know that some of those feelings might get stirred up again. I'll get the crazy notion that he might even come over here and it'll just be a load of rubbish. All he want to do is a friend just to chat to now and again when he's got nothing better to do. Do you know what I mean? I'm not into that, you know. I'm really glad he apologised. It's really lovely because not many guys do apologise. And if you're the type of guy or person or girl or whoever who can never apologise, that isn't a good trait to have. So please make sure you change that. I can't make you change it, but it's not a good quality to have. I won't be with a guy who never says sorry. Do you know what I mean? Because you have to be able to in life say sorry. You make mistakes, they make mistakes. You have to say you're sorry. If you constantly, you know, think that the other person's wrong, or you don't admit your mistakes, or you don't say sorry for hurting someone's feelings, then really, you know, you're just going down on an egotistical one. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be able to say sorry if you got things wrong or things didn't pan out right or you hurt someone's feelings. Do you know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that with you, what happened in my life, because took me by complete surprise, you know, 3 years later, and you know, and his picture is pretty much the same one he used years ago, I think, because I recognised it. That's the only reason I was familiar with it. But when I saw his YouTube video, that's when it confused me a bit more, because when I clicked through it, he looked different. He looked older and he got facial hair. So he's using a really old picture, I think, from about 3 years ago, which is a bit debatable where it's right to use that anyway, because, you know, he looks very different now compared to what he did back then, in the sense that, you know, he's got all this facial hair, he looks older, and he doesn't really look like the cute boy next door type anymore, which does help me not to get so attached again. But, you know, if a person comes into your life like that again, you don't have, just because someone says sorry, doesn't mean to say that you have to let them back in your life. You can move on. And I think that's a very empowering thing to do. You know, like, there was someone in one of my groups once, and she had this guy who she became really good friends with. Then he was interested in her romantically. Well, I don't know if it was romantically. He was interested in some sort of relationship with her. And then things turned quite nasty and he got a bit psychotic from what I could understand. I had to block him from the group and protect this person. And he was going on her pages and really trying to cause trouble online with her, which wasn't very nice. He even tried to get back in the group and I wasn't having it because I saw what he put in private message about me to her as well. So he wasn't being honest with me either. So yeah, you know, and she took him back. He came back and apologized to her. She took him back as a friend, and then things just got worse again. And then she realized that people don't always change, and just like that. I mean, a lot of people don't. A lot of people, in order to change, they have to go and change for themselves. They have to develop themselves in some way. It doesn't mean to say that no one can change. But for example, there's someone in my old job, right? And we got on really well in the end, but I wouldn't 100% trust her ever. In the very beginning of when I was in my old job, we didn't get on. And I blocked her on Facebook. She added me on Facebook, and then I blocked her because she started sending me these messages which weren't very nice. And so if I think about a year, we didn't get on. And then all of a sudden, when there was a customer situation, she actually made a mistake with what she said to me. And it was not good because she was kind of making me feel small in front of a customer. And she thought she didn't really understand what I was saying. And I was actually in the right in that particular instance. And when the customer had gone, we kind of talked about it. And, you know, she didn't really want me to say stuff in the front of the customer, but I kind of had to because it was kind of a situation where you needed to and not promise something that is not actually true, if you know what I mean. But she did make a mistake, and after that she kind of realised that, oh yeah, I made a mistake and Sandra wasn't to blame for that. And after that she kind of mellowed out a bit, and then over time we got on really well in work. Like, she was the only person that messaged me from my old job for Christmas, wishing me a happy Christmas. But I would never trust her 100%. I would never have her added back on a Facebook friend, even though she wanted me to, because I just don't trust her completely, because I know what she's like. She does gossip and go behind people's backs, sadly. You know, but she's come on leaps and bounds because she's a much better person than she used to be. She even bought me beautiful gifts, and I was very grateful for all that. But sadly, she does get swayed by what people think, you know, and when I was in work, she would change the story around. So if I was to ever say something in a situation to stick up for her, she would then say, oh, it wasn't that bad. So, for example, we were both bullied at one point by the same person in work, and she would come to me saying, oh, it's really bad, blah, 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 and, you know, talk to me loads about it. And then when I brought up the topic of, to the management, the fact this person was bullying me and her, she would then back down and go, oh, no, it's not that bad. It might be for Sandra, but not for me. And so it was a completely different story what she was telling me to what she was telling them. And she won't, you know, she will do that. She will change her story. And I can't 100% trust anyone like that. So, you know, sometimes it's just best to leave people in the past, you know. And actually, when this opportunity came along, I thought the lesson is I need to let go of this person. The lesson is not to pick up where I left off. The lesson is not to forgive and then start a conversation. The lesson is to appreciate the apology, accept it, and think, well, yeah, I can move on now. I can forgive whatever happened, move on. But it doesn't mean to say I have to accept him back into my life. And if you are looking to get into a relationship in particular, you kind of need space in your life for this person when they show up. And even if they might not be in your life right now, you know, you need good people around you, good friends, people who care about you, and you need to leave some space in your life for the person that's going to show up, because they will show up eventually. Even if it takes them a long time to find you, they will show up when the time's right. And so, you know, if I was, you know, accepting that guy back into my life, I know that I'd probably have feelings spring back up for him. I know that I'd probably get into the same state of mind. I know things would probably end badly again, and I can see what's going to happen. So there's no point going down that. It's much more empowering for both me and even him to end on these incredible terms, you know. And therefore, I'm kind of like doing myself a favour and doing him a favour at the same time, because I'm letting him go completely now, you know, not because I'm forced to, not because he's been nasty to me, not because he's made me in a really bad situation, but because I've simply just let him go. And that feels good, you know. It is a bit hard, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, it's something that needs to be done. And I just think, you know, you have to do these things in life. I always know that I've learnt in my life that if you keep doing, you know, if you keep getting the same sort of situations crop up again and again, it's because you haven't learnt the life lesson from that. And so I was thinking, what can this life lesson be? And, you know, it was really hard for me to phrase things in the right way to make it sound like, you know, it was the onus was on me, that, you know, he hadn't done anything wrong in this instance. But, you know, it was me who wasn't happy with this situation continuing anymore, because I thought after yesterday we'd left it. But now I feel better actually than just left yesterday, because I would have always been worried, like, is he going to speak to me again or not? Whereas now I know it's clean cut. I've asked him basically not to get involved with me again in any friendship way or anything. So he'll go on his own path now. You know, he's not meant to be with me. If he had been the right one for me, he would come back into my life and he would have, you know, had the attitude that I am the one for him and come over here, you know. But he's not the one for me. He's not interested in me like that. He's just looking for people to chat to on there, clearly. And I need to wait for my special soulmate who will love me and adore me for who I am, and who won't treat me like that years ago, you know. He'll have no need to, because he'll love spending time with me and he'll love being with me, and we'll have so much fun together. And I can't wait for that time to happen. But I will wait, because I've got patience. I've waited 4 years already. I'll wait another 4 years, whatever it takes, you know. I know my soulmate's Indian. He's asexual. I'm not exactly sure at this point where he is in the world. UK, hopefully, or coming. And one day we'll probably fall into each other somehow, bump into each other, or he'll find me. And yeah, we can be together again. We're probably spiritual beings from a past life or something. But I know he exists, whatever happens. So it's good. Anyway, I hope you've learnt something from this video. There's sometimes that things come back in your life to teach you a lesson, and sometimes it's not always the initial thing you think about. So sometimes you may think, oh, this person come back into my life, that's great, they apologise, we can start up our friendship again. That's not necessarily the lesson you need to learn. The lesson can be the opposite of what you think it is. And this was my lesson I needed to learn, because I need to put boundaries in place with guys. I need to set standards for myself and say, no, it's not acceptable. You've been out of my life for 3 years. I've moved on. I appreciate your apology. I wish you well, but that's not the standard of person I want in my life, So I just think it's great. It's very empowering, even though it's a bit tough at first. So yeah, give it a go. If a situation ever crops up that someone comes back in your life, give it a go. I have had a situation before where one of my exes, the person I lost my virginity to, actually did come back years and years later and apologise for the way he treated me. And that was liberating, because it helped get rid of some of the sort of teenage trauma I had, because I was only 16 at the time. And so I was able to kind of put to sleep some of that trauma I had. And I met his new girlfriend, and I actually went and did voluntary work for him. And I was even in the car with him. It's really weird. But he wanted to have me on Facebook and stuff. And I was like, no, because, I didn't want to get so friends with him. It's weird being in the car with him. And it's kind of like I wanted to catch up with what happened with him and stuff. This is going back years ago now. Birth certificate years ago, not mindset years ago, because 21st mindset, but birth certificate age, I have had a few years experience of different things. And so years later, it was 16 that I was with him and lost my virginity to him. He wasn't very good. He emotionally blackmailed me into it. And years later, he showed up in my work, said, can he speak to me in the cafe, go for a drink? And he apologised to me. And he was the only guy that in my past that ever actually apologised to me for the way he treated me, because I've had some guys treat me quite badly, quite a lot of guys actually, but he's the only one that actually said sorry, and I did believe him genuinely, because his best friend said, I was worried he was still hug up on you and couldn't go on with his life until he came and said sorry to you. So but yeah, I was all right with him. If I see him, like even in my old job, I can talk to him and I have no feelings like that for him. I know he's with the right person. His girlfriend I actually like. I know he's with the right person. Even though, some of the stuff he did to me, like one of the things, like, he was the reason that I started getting jealous, because he told me at the time that he was looking at when he split up with me, he told me he'd been looking at other women just next door to where I was standing, basically in bus shelters and stuff. He was looking at women stood next to me and stuff like that. And, up until that point, I lived a sheltered life. I thought he might have been someone I loved, but I wasn't sure. I was coerced into giving up my virginity because it was the thing that all his mates were doing, and he was older than me and wanted me to do that and pressurised me into it to keep him, and within 6 months he dumped me anyway. And it was a very horrible experience. It was very traumatic for me at the time, because I had loads of emotional investment in him. I used to go around to his home a lot. I got on well with all his family, his parents and his sister, and it was hard, but I'd moved on, and I was able to accept his apology. Like, even being in the car with him after that was weird. But there was only so much I wanted to go with him. I didn't want to be his Facebook friend. I was glad that I wasn't with him, because I found out that he was a bit of a womanizer at one point. And I actually liked his girlfriend. Like, I went to do voluntary work, and his girlfriend used to do voluntary work. It was when I worked at hospital radio, and he invited me back to the channel in my city, whereas I've been going travelling quite to go to a different city where I used to study. So it's more convenient for me. I didn't really see him very much, but when I did see him, it was okay actually. It was weird, and so it was a growth thing for me, really. But I'm not his Facebook friend. I don't have anything to do with him unless I see him in the street or in my old job, and I used to say hi then, and I was able to do that, and that was very empowering for me actually, being able to put that past behind me, being able to accept what's happened, and being able to just talk to him like a human being, like even in quite a friendly way. I wouldn't say total friend, but he'd probably think that, but I don't have any contact with him. The past is the past, and I leave that behind. It would be weird to keep in contact like that. So, you know, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes it's not always a reason you think it is. And it's really important to learn from your experiences and to learn the lesson. Otherwise, the same thing will just keep repeating itself over and over again. I've got a lot of things I'm changing this year. I've got new things I'm doing. You know, like I'm focusing more on entrepreneurship, on my business stuff for them now, because for years I've kind of put that aside for asexuality for the last 3 years. And however much I love asexuality, and I will still do everything I can do for asexuals, and I still do all the stuff I do. You know, I have to make money. I have to keep a roof over my head to live, and, you know, food in my belly, and that doesn't come out of fresh air. So I need to be focusing my attention on creating services and products for entrepreneurs that need my help, because I used to be teaching social media a lot for personal and professional. Like, I used to teach a business manager. He owned 3 shops. I used to personally teach him one-on-one social media for his business, and I used to do a lot of stuff like that, you know. And I haven't been doing that. I've been so focused on asexuality, getting my book out, getting asexuality well better known, doing this channel, really helping you guys out a lot, building like 5 Facebook groups, and you know, it's just incredible. And that journey is not going to end for me. I know that asexuality is one of my main life purposes, to get it recognised as a sexual orientation throughout the globe, so that no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. But I have the great strong foundation for that now. I have a great base. I'm being interviewed for someone's university project. That person's coming on the 3rd of February this year. So she approached me last year. So that goes as a documentary. So if I can get access to the recordings of that afterwards, I think it's going to be like a podcast. If it's not private, just for a university, then obviously I will try and send the links to that in the future and talk about it. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm still very much doing stuff for asexual. I'm still on the media and speaker team for asexuality. Nothing's really changing. It just means it's more work for me, because I've got to do everything I'm currently doing and do more besides. And today's just been so hectic, because I'm literally focusing a lot of my attention on entrepreneurship now, on videos for my entrepreneur channel, which is Quirky Academy. And yeah, it's just literally like taking my whole life to another level. And I've still got my fibro book I want to get out. That's really important, because I can help so many fibro people. I manage my own fibromyalgia so well, and I'm completely different to a lot of people who with the condition. I mean, I live life to the max and I love it, and I've got a ton of energy, and you know, I can help them to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier, which is, you know, obviously another life mission. I feel it in my heart so much pulling me. So, but I'm trying to take one step at a time, you know. I'm currently creating a service for entrepreneurs. I'm currently doing more videos for that channel, because I haven't done anything for that channel since quite a long time, actually, months and months. So literally it's like all like woo. It's all like living life to the max. But I feel I've got direction this year. I feel I know what I'm going to be doing, you know, because I am still going to be doing paid for courses for asexuals. You know, I know the market for asexuals is very small, and even so smaller than the percentage that actually want to take their asexuality learning to a new level in various areas, and buy paid for courses to get much more, you know, help and support in depth in certain areas in their life. So you know, I'm not going to be like making big bucks from that, you know, and it's going to take me a while to create the courses, so I really need to be getting some income coming in for more like entrepreneurship. I need to be, you know, showing my book to the world, my fibro book. It's great. I know it's going to solve so many fibro people's problems. It just is. The answers are all in that book. I've pretty much finished the book. I finished it like a year ago, but I haven't finished the final edits, and I haven't actually put it into ebook and published book format, but it'll be my second ever print book. And I love writing. It's in my heart 24/7. That's my biggest passion. Asexuality is the second, and like entrepreneurship is going to be a huge passion more and more now. I turn my attention back to it. I feel more like I've got, you know, a lot more to share with entrepreneurs now. I feel like I've grown in that area as well. So it's really exciting times for me. And if you're watching this video, you know, you have to know that you've moved on in your life for a reason. You know, sometimes you have to leave a loved one or friend or someone you really cared about behind. And that's okay, because it's okay to give yourself permission to live a better life in the future, to live a life that takes a different direction to the one that you may have chosen to go down with them. It's good that you move on. It's good that you learn these lessons. It's good you move forward with your life. It's good that you have growth and that you don't stagnate. You know, and it's just what life is all about, growth and going forward in the direction of your dreams and living your purpose. And if you don't know what your dreams and purpose are, it's just trying to be a better version of yourself and having a better life for you, so you're happier, you know. And sometimes you have to leave behind the past, because it's called the past for a reason. Anyway, if you found this video useful, helpful, insightful in any way, please give it a thumbs up. I know someone is watching this channel now and they've been watching it all the way through. So thank you so much for being here. I absolutely adore you being here. I love you to bits. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share this video with a friend or whoever may benefit. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button now. I would really appreciate that. And please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. I'm nearly up to 400 subscribers, so I absolutely adore it if you could share this channel to get more people to subscribe, so I can spread the word of asexuality. Don't forget, like I said, please give this video a thumbs up if you benefited from it in any way, if you found any value in anything I said. And as always, thank you. And as always, if you did have any comments, questions that haven't cropped up in this video, please post them in the comments down below and I will answer them as soon as I can. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. I will see you on the next video. It's night here in the UK, so I'll say good night to you and thanks for tuning in. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream. Thank you. Bye.